All right, so I'm out shooting today. Going to be trying out my new upper from Advantage Arms, the 22 long rifle for the Springfield Armory series, XD9. This is a tactical version I have, but the frames on these are all the same. The slides are the only thing that's different on them. And the model for this upper is the 940-4 on it. And it's the same thing for the Glock. I used to have one for a Glock. I sold it to a friend to get this one because I just don't shoot a Glock for IDPA. I shoot this one, and so it just made more sense to be practicing with a frame that I'm familiar with and more comfortable with. So I'm going to be trying it out with the CCIs, which are always recommended for these Advantage Arms uppers. I shouldn't have any problem with that. The golden bullets always worked well in the Glock 19 version that I had, so I would imagine that this would do the same for this model. It even says so, I think, in the directions that it should be fine. And then with the Winchester 555, I've got a lot of boxes of this I bought back in the day when the 22 was really hard to find. So we'll give that a try as well and see how each of those different manufacturers cycle through the pistol. Okay, so this is with the golden bullets, the ones that I have the most problem with. So I'll go ahead, push the slide forward and see if it seats all the way, gets all the way home. There you go, it went fine. All right, we'll go ahead and get it in there. So let's see here. I'll try to aim while holding the phone. Good luck on that. Cycled completely without any issue, so that time it was fine, so maybe it's starting to work itself in. All right, so what I have here are the CCI mini mags, the Shoot 'em box that I got from Walmart back in the day. So we'll see how this one cycles through. It shouldn't be much of a problem. They've been working pretty well, so we'll go ahead and slide forward. Works. All right, here we go. Got through it all without any issue. Okay, now we're going with the Winchester white box, the 555 bulk. I bought that from Walmart back in the day, so we'll go ahead and this shouldn't be too problematic. Like I said, this one's been cycling fairly well. All right, seats home, and let's go ahead and here we go. Oh, look at that. So had a failure right there. All right, so went ahead and cycled it again. So let's see what happens here. Whoa, now I'm wondering if my wrist is because I'm just doing strong hand. Maybe I need to tighten it up. We'll give it another try. All right, after about 200 rounds or so of different varieties cycling through this, I can go ahead and at least give an honest assessment of to these three brands of 22 long rifle, which ones cycle best. So it's no surprise the CCIs do the best in here. It's a high quality bullet. Didn't have any failures of any kind on that, so highly recommend. The Remingtons started off kind of rough, but then started, I think, as I was working this in, this is a brand new upper, that as it was starting to cycle through, and I think it was doing fine. So it seems like after a while, then I was starting to get it to go through a whole magazine without too much of an issue. I assume that the more I go through it, the better it'll get. And the Winchester 55s, they do okay. I think that the load is a little lighter or something, powder-wise or something, to where if you're just doing strong hand on it, if your wrist isn't completely rigid, it will cause what do they call that, type 1 malfunction over a little stovepipe or whatever it may be. But if I have both hands on it doing freestyle, I don't seem to have an issue. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's not a cycle issue as much as I think the springs on this just need something with a little bit more oomph to them to completely cycle if you're going to go ahead and do strong hand, weak hand. But other than that, extremely happy with this upper. It seems to be cycling well, and it's going to save shooters and myself, a lot of money going through 22 as compared to 9mm, which is at this point, as I talk in October of 2020, pretty hard to find. So highly recommend. So if you don't have one, it may be in your best interest to pick one up.